The whole thing started on a perfectly normal Tuesday night. I was over at my best friend Qley's house like I always was on Tuesdays. We were sitting in her backyard, the string lights were on, and we were drinking beer. Her wife Sarah was inside. It was our usual routine. We would talk about work. She is a teacher and I work with data on a computer, and we would laugh about old times. It was easy and comfortable. Then Qley got quiet for a second and said they had been talking about having a baby. I was really happy for them. I told her she and Sarah would be amazing moms. But then she got serious. She said they did not want to use sperm from a stranger. They wanted the baby to come from someone they knew and loved and trusted. She looked right at me and asked me to be the donor. I felt the world kind of tilt. This was not what I expected. I always thought I would be the fun uncle who visited. I never thought I would be the biological father. It was a huge thing to ask. I told her I was incredibly honored that she trusted me that much. But I said we had to do it the right way. I said we had to go through a real clinic with lawyers and a contract. I told her a contract would protect everyone. It would make sure I was just the donor, not a dad with responsibilities. She was upset. She said a contract was cold and that we were family. I told her that was exactly why we needed one. I am a single guy. What if something happened in the future? What if they needed child support? The law could come after me. A contract was not about not trusting her. It was about protecting all of us from any possible problems down the road. She finally agreed, but she was not happy about it. We started looking into clinics. We found one and got a list of costs. It was a lot of money, but I was ready to do it. Then Qley called me. She was angry about one specific cost. It was a fee for me to give my sperm at the clinic. She said it was a ridiculous amount of money for something so simple. She said it felt like a scam. I told her it was part of the medical process to make sure everything was safe and clean. Then she suggested something else. She said we should skip the clinic. She said I could just come over to their house and do it into a cup when she was ovulating. She said it would be easy and free. She said it would be a real gift from the heart, not some cold clinical thing. I was shocked. I said no. I said it was not safe and it was not legal. I told her it was a handshake deal for something that needed a legal contract. She got very angry and hung up on me. I felt terrible. I had stood my ground, but it felt like I had broken our friendship. For the next few days, she would not answer my texts. The silence was awful. Then her wife Sarah called me. She said I needed to come over to talk because Qley was so upset. I went over to their house hoping we could fix things. But when I walked in, the feeling was different. It did not feel like my second home anymore. It felt like I was on trial. Qley was on the couch crying. Sarah was standing behind her looking very serious. They told me to sit down. Qley started talking. She brought up all these old memories of us being like family. She talked about when her dad died and I slept on her floor. She talked about when I lost my job and they fed me. She said that is what family does. They help without any conditions. I told her this was different. This was about creating a person, my biological child. The risks were too big. I could not risk my whole future. She asked if it was about the money. She asked if $1,500 was the price of our friendship and their future child. I told her it was not about the money at all. It was about the safety and the law. I said I was willing to pay my part. I was just insisting we do it the safe way. Sarah said my safe way felt cold and dehumanizing to them. She said it felt like a business deal. I said their way felt like playing Russian roulette with my life. I told Qley the discount she wanted was not on sperm. It was a discount on my peace of mind for the next 18 years. Then Qley stood up. She was crying angry tears. She said a real friend, a real brother, would just do it. He would see how much they were hurting and he would help no matter what. She said I was not protecting my future. She said I was putting a price tag on their future. She said my fear was more important to me than their love. Her words felt like a punch in the stomach. It was the worst thing anyone had ever said to me. I asked her if it was really all or nothing. Was I only her friend if I did exactly what she wanted without any questions? She looked at me with a coldness I had never seen before and said, "I guess you are not." Then she walked out of the room. Sarah gave me a look of pure disappointment and followed her. I sat there alone in their quiet living room for a long time, thinking about all the years of friendship that were just gone. I finally left and drove home feeling numb. The next morning, I checked my phone. I saw that Qley had unfriended me. On every single social media site we were on. She had erased me completely. Just like that, 15 years of being best friends were over. I was left alone to wonder if trying to do the right thing, the safe thing, was the biggest mistake I had ever made. The days after that felt like I was walking through thick mud. Everything was slow and heavy and hard. Going to work was pointless. I would just sit at my desk and stare at the screen. My boss asked me if I was sick. I guess I looked pretty bad. I went home and just sat on my couch in the dark. I could not stop thinking about Qley. I kept playing our last conversation over and over in my head. I wondered if I was a bad person. I wondered if a real friend would have just done what she asked. Maybe I was selfish. Maybe I was hiding behind lawyers because I was scared of being a father, even just biologically. But then I would think about the what-ifs. What if she and Sarah broke up? I knew it happened to people all the time. What if one of them got sick and could not work? The state could come after me for child support for a kid I never intended to be a dad to. My life could be ruined. My chance to have my own family one day could be ruined. It was a nightmare. I missed her so much it was a physical ache. I missed our stupid Tuesday nights. I missed texting her funny pictures I saw online. I missed having someone who knew everything about me. After about 2 weeks of this, I got a text. My heart jumped into my throat. It was from Sarah. It just said, "We need to talk. Can you meet me at the coffee shop on Lamar tomorrow at 3? Do not tell Qley." I did not know what to think. I was nervous, but also a little hopeful. Maybe Sarah had come to her senses. Maybe she could see how crazy this all was. I agreed to meet her. The next day, I got to the coffee shop early. I was a wreck. When Sarah walked in, she looked tired. She sat down across from me and did not even get a coffee. She just looked at me. "She is not doing well, Mark," Sarah said. Her voice was quiet and sad. "This has broken her. She feels like she lost a brother." I felt a surge of frustration. She did not lose a brother, Sarah. She kicked him out because he would not risk his entire future. There is a difference. Sarah sighed. "I know you see it that way. But to her, it is simple. You chose your fear over our family. She asked for your help to create a life, and you handed her a legal document. Can you not see how that feels?" "I see how it feels," I said, my voice getting louder. A few people looked over. I lowered it. "But feelings are not facts. The facts are that doing it her way was dangerous for me. It was irresponsible. I was trying to protect all of us, including the kid you want to have. Why can no one see that?" Sarah looked down at the table. "I do see it, Mark. A little bit. The logical part of me sees it. But my wife is heartbroken. And when she is heartbroken, I am heartbroken. My loyalty is to her." "So what does that mean?" I asked, feeling defeated. "It means I cannot be in the middle anymore," Sarah said. "I am asking you, for Qley's sake, to just let it go. Do not try to contact her. Do not try to explain. She needs to move on from this, and she cannot do that if you are still trying to argue your case. It is over." I just stared at her. She was not there to fix things. She was there to give me my final marching orders. To officially tell me I was out of their lives for good. "So that is it," I said, my voice hollow. 15 years, and you are both just throwing me away." "We are not throwing you away," Sarah said, but she would not look me in the eye. "You made a choice. This is the consequence." She stood up to leave. "I am sorry, Mark. I really am." And then she walked out. I sat there for a long time, alone at the table. Any last little bit of hope I had was gone. Sarah had chosen her side, and it was not mine. I drove home feeling emptier than ever. A few more weeks passed. It was my birthday. For the first time in 15 years, there was no text from Qley. No stupid singing voicemail. No plan to get dinner. It was just another day. That was when it really hit me. It was truly over. She was gone. I was not just sad anymore. I was angry. I was angry that she put me in this impossible situation. I was angry that she valued a hypothetical baby more than our real, living friendship. I was angry that she called me selfish for not setting myself on fire to keep her warm. I started going to the gym a lot. I punched a heavy bag until my hands hurt. I tried to focus on work. I went on a few bad dates. I was trying to build a new life, a life without Qley in it. It was hard. One day, about 6 months after our fight, I was at the grocery store. I was in the cereal aisle, and I turned a corner, and there they were. Qley and Sarah. And Qley was pregnant. Very pregnant. She had a noticeable baby bump. She was holding Sarah's hand, and they were laughing about something. Then she saw me. Her smile vanished. The laughter died in her throat. We just stared at each other for what felt like forever. I did not know what to do or say. My eyes were glued to her stomach. They had done it. They had found another way. They had moved on and started their family without me. I saw a flicker of something in her eyes. Maybe it was sadness. Maybe it was regret. Or maybe it was just the memory of the friendship we once had. Sarah gently pulled on her arm, and they turned and walked away down the aisle without a single word. I stood there, holding a box of cereal, feeling like I had been kicked in the chest. I was happy for them. I think a part of me will always be happy for them. But I was also incredibly sad for me. I was sad for the uncle I would never get to be. I was sad for the friend I lost. I drove home and put the cereal away. I sat in my quiet apartment and accepted the truth. Some promises are too expensive to keep. And some prices are just too high to pay, even for friendship.